Good evening. At this time, we invite you to stand for the playing of the national anthem, or feel free to remain seated if you prefer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Logan. That was amazing. Good evening and welcome. I am Rachel Boyack, the principal of Lionsgate Academy, Minnetonka. On stage next to me tonight is Meta Thomas, who will be taking on the role of principal next year. Our interim executive director, Ryan Renstrand, is unable to be with us tonight as he is attending his own son's graduation ceremony. We are honored to welcome you to tonight's graduation ceremony of the class of 2025. I'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. The Lionsgate Academy School District recognizes the unique and enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous people and their traditional territories. We acknowledge that our schools and communities rest on the stolen historic homeland of the Dakota and Ojibwe tribes of Minnesota. Let this acknowledgement serve as a reminder of our ongoing efforts to recognize and honor the Dakota and Ojibwe people whose stolen lands and water we benefit from today. Lionsgate Academy would not be celebrating its 17th year without this community that surrounds these students. Included in this community are dedicated board members who volunteer their time, knowledge, and experience to help make Lionsgate Academy the amazing school it is today. Our board consists of representatives from our families, community, and staff, and includes Diana Amundsen, Kim Bussey, Connor Hayes, Shayla Fensky, Jeff Nicholas, Julie Tarshish, Natasha Randolph, Ann Wiesner, and Eve Wolf. Thank you for your service to our school. Today is a celebration of our graduates, yes, but also of the many people who have walked beside them on this journey. To our case managers, service providers, educational assistants, teachers, and all staff who have encouraged, guided, and believed in these students. Can you stand, staff? We see you, and we thank you for your gratitude. To the parents, guardians, and families of our graduates, your love, patience, and advocacy have shaped these young adults in powerful ways. Each of you has helped nurture their growth, confidence, and independence. Congratulations, and thank you for all you've done. Thank you to the family. 2025, looking at you all now, you've come a long way. You started as 7th graders just as the pandemic turned everything upside down, and you showed resilience every step of the way. From navigating distance learning to adjusting to yonder pouches, with a mix of eye rolls and humor, they've grown into young adults who consistently strive to be safe, responsible, flexible, and respectful. We're proud of who they've become. And now it's a true honor to welcome our senior class speaker for the class of 2025, a voice representing the heart of this graduating class. The senior student council president, a member of the LEO program, and a post-secondary education options student. To quote staff members that nominated him, he's an all-around role model for students. He shows the 4 B's every day. And when I think of who embodies the LGA character and spirit, and who would be a positive, genuine, heartfelt representative of the class, Andrew is who comes to mind. Please welcome Andrew Weinberg.
All right, good evening. My name is Andrew Weinberg, and like many of you, I started Lionsgate Academy in 7th grade about 6 years ago. Before coming to Lionsgate, many of us, myself included, struggled with a plethora of different challenges. While the path forward has not been without its fair share of obstacles, we managed to overcome them, but not without help. The first group that deserves our thanks tonight are the parents and guardians that have consistently supported us throughout this entire endeavor. It is also important to acknowledge the staff, as they have been with us through thick and thin. We owe them a debt of gratitude as well, since without them, most, if not all, of us would not be walking across this stage tonight. These aforementioned groups of people have not only allowed us space to grow, but space to thrive. Together, we have reached new heights. A shining instance of going above and beyond is when we raised 4 times the original amount for a fundraiser. As it turns out, pizza is quite an incentive. With that being said, the list of feats that we have accomplished, whether they be big or small, is astronomical, and each one builds upon the other. It is crucial to recognize previous achievements to see how much one has grown. Although, there is one more piece to fully comprehend the progress you all have made. Time is the missing piece to fully understanding growth. And as we all know, time increases in one direction only. Therefore, we must move with it. While I cannot tell what the future holds, there is no doubt in my mind that whatever direction life takes everyone here tonight, you will be more than prepared for what it has to offer. Before the night continues, I would like to leave off with the quote once said by Abraham Lincoln. The best way to predict the future is to create it. We not only have the tools to create the future, but the know-how to do so as well. With that being said, we have some work to do now. So, thank you and congratulations.
It is my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, someone who knows our school well because he once sat where our graduates sit today. A proud member of the Lionsgate Academy class of 2019, he was an active part of our school community, participating in theater productions, the LGA News, and even representing us at the national level in Quiz Bowl. After high school, he continued to lead and grow at Metro State University, where he served as a Student Association board member and participated in the Alpha Delta Pi Society. He also completed an internship with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. He earned a degree in environmental science with cum laude honors and is currently employed with Three Rivers Park District. We are proud to have him join us today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Randall Pedersen.
It was the best of times, it was the okayest of times. That's how I will describe my time at Lionsgate Academy, remembering their quintessentially middle and high school years. Good evening, everyone. Lionsgate class of 2025. My name is Randall Pedersen. I'm honored to be speaking here tonight. It has been quite some time since I was in your seat to receive my diploma. I tell you now, your excitement is rightfully placed. I would first like to congratulate all of you on surviving your first year at Lionsgate Academy during the COVID-19 pandemic. You dealt with going to online classes. COVID-19 made you show your flexibility and perseverance in hardship. One of the most important lessons I took to heart from Lionsgate's LEO program was the concept of the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. Those with a growth mindset see skills as something that can grow to much greater potency than what they started as. They also see challenges as something to learn and improve from. Those with fixed mindsets believe that talents cannot grow significantly from where they start. Those with fixed mindsets also see challenges as something to avoid. I encourage you all today to walk away from here with growth mindsets. I want you to see what you have accomplished so far, both in and outside the classroom, and see that your challenges are much greater than where you started at Lionsgate. Then, I want you to take that growth as evidence that you can develop your talents even more. Continual growth of ability is a conscious effort, though. Every morning, you'll have to decide if you will try to reach for the next rung on the ladder. Show your LGA strength of being responsible. If you chase victory, victory just does not chase you. Keep your growth mindset and become independent people I know you can be. With graduation from Lionsgate Academy, you can put what you learned into practice. Do not quote Buzz's years of academy training wasted. What you learn at Lionsgate is relevant to the world outside of this class, of these classrooms. It's up to you to see how what you learn fits into what you see out there. I'm also reminded of an analogy of how the more you learn reveals more questions about the world. Imagine all you know as an island of knowledge is in a sea of unknowns. That island is expanding, and as it expands, the shoreline of questions gets longer. As you learn more, you'll be asking more questions than earlier. It all comes with the proverbial territory. My island is not done expanding, and neither is yours. Once again, I would like to say thank you for asking me to speak here tonight. I am proud to be a Lionsgate Academy graduate, and so should you tonight. The buzz quote you should follow instead of years of academy training is to infinity and beyond.
It is a Lionsgate Academy tradition that each graduate asks a staff member to speak on their behalf during this momentous occasion. It is my pleasure to now invite our staff speakers and graduates up to the stage for their tribute and the presentation of diplomas.
Good evening. My name is Olivia Hemphill, and today I have the honor of recognizing a student I've had the privilege of teaching math to for the past 4 years, Cecilia Anderson. In a subject that many might find intimidating, Cecilia brought something rare, creativity. My favorite example is when she named her wooden stacking toy that's in the shape of a snowman, Hank. Hank went on a lot of journeys with us, including when he got COVID and he had to quarantine in the math cabinet for a while. Cecilia even made him a mask to wear. She also made him a bracelet and paws with his full name, Hank John Carrot. This is only one example of Cecilia's compassion for others. Not only is Cecilia compassionate to Hank John Carrot, She's also an amazing friend and student. Cecilia, what truly stood out wasn't just your creativity, it was your growth. I saw you face challenges head on, ask the tough questions, and keep going even when things got hard. That persistence, paired with your imagination, made you not just a better student, but a leader in our classroom. Cecilia, you showed that learning isn't just about getting the right answer. It's about curiosity, courage, and creating your own path. I can't wait to see the things you'll do next. Present to you, Cecilia Anderson. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. It is my absolute joy to recognize Ramona, a student whose quiet determination and kind spirit have left a lasting mark on our school. Whether she was tackling a challenging project, helping a classmate, or simply showing up every day with a positive attitude, Ramona led with character and grace. I've watched her grow not just academically, but as a person of integrity, resilience, and curiosity. She reminds us that success isn't always the loudest voice in the room. Sometimes it's the steady one that shows up, does the work, and lifts others along the way. Ramona, we are so proud of you. Keep leading with that same quiet strength. The world needs it. I present to you Ramona Azim.
I got to know Ashton a bit last year while I was teaching gym class. He would come down fairly often, pretty much every day, during his study skills class to shoot hoops in the gym. This year, I had the joy of having Ashton in the yearbook class and got to connect with him on a more meaningful level beyond just losing to him in pig. My best memory with Ashton was during a pause, which Ashton specifically organized in order to get some senior pictures taken with one of his friends here at LGA, and I was allowed to tag along. We roamed around the ice-covered pond looking for just the right spot, trying to find just the right pose. There was lots of laughter and silliness, and it was among my favorite memories here at the Lionsgate. Ashton shared with me that one of his best memories from his time at LGA was his visit to Japan last year. He noted how much of a culture shock he experienced being so far from home, and noted that he would do it again, but not with quite so many people. He shared that during his time at LGA, he has grown more confident in himself, being willing to advocate for himself, and not being afraid to speak with people. His proudest moment was related to this growth, making a successful case for his induction into the LEO program, where he was able to continue to grow in his independence and make meaningful relationships. Ashton asked me to share a special acknowledgement of gratitude toward Dr. Mann and Mrs. Bell, each of whom has had a significant impact on Ashton's life and were a consistent source of support during his time at Lionsgate. In his next steps outside of Lionsgate, whether working a job or two or going on for further education, I know his work ethic, warmth, thoughtfulness, and dedication to excellence will carry him far. On behalf of everyone here at Lionsgate, I'm proud to present Ashton Puma.
TT, Harriet the Spy, Tor, Beans, Knock Knock, T-Jam, Torpedo, TBR, Toto, and one of my personal favorites, I don't know if you all saw her back there, Nosy Rosie, hanging out behind the curtain. Who do all of these names describe? Well, the one and only Torin, of course. If Torin had $1 for every time someone called her a nickname, or even just thought of one, She'd be retiring right now instead of graduating. But in all seriousness, Torin has all of these nicknames because people enjoy spending time with her. She is fun to build a relationship with and someone who's very easy to talk to. And don't you worry, she has nicknames for all of us too. Torin and I first bonded when she was in 7th grade. She needed some support in my very busy classroom, and now as a senior, I see her helping other students the way she was once supported. Paying it forward, that's just Torin. And one of the many qualities that just might make her a great president someday. Her ability to identify and stand up for what's right is another. As many of us know, that one is a lot easier said than done. Torin is a fierce defender of her principles, and she likes to root for the underdog. I've heard her give someone good advice or help to navigate a lost 7th grader wandering in the hallways. She doesn't do it to be recognized. She does it because that's what a good person does. And we could use some more of that in this world. Keep going, T. You are really making the world better just by being you. Congratulations, Torin Hoyer Reinertsen.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss Taylor and I'm honored to introduce to you Shaheen. Shaheen came to Minnetonka from Shoreview his 8th grade year. When I reached out to the OT that worked with him at Shoreview, I will never forget what she told me. She said, Shaheen is one of those students that you will put a lot of effort and time into, but he is so worth it. And let me tell you, he has been so worth it. I'm here. Shaheen is a fun, goofy guy. He always wants those around him to be happy. When Shaheen has the giggles, you can't help but giggle along with him. And if you're trying to be serious and focus on your work, he will lean over and make eye contact with you until you know he is having a good time. Shaheen is a hard worker. From helping the school in the school garden, even though he doesn't like any of the food that we grow in the garden, to cleaning the door handles, to cleaning the railings, and sanitizing our sensory boards. He even went so far this year to help package food at food banks a couple of times with his class. Shaheen has worked through so many barriers, one of which is being unable to leave the classroom. Even during the fire drill, having to drag him on a wheelie chair down the hallway for safety. He has gone above and beyond. Now, this year, he was asking to go out on breaks outside and sit on the hill or go for a walk. He even went so far to ask for extra CBIs or field trips. And he got one. He was able to use his master negotiation skills and convince his case manager and teacher to take him on one last trip. Around the school, Shaheen quickly became known as my buddy. I don't think I've gone a day or a week at Lionsgate without somebody coming up to me and saying, hey, Miss Taylor, I have a question about your buddy. They're always wondering how best to work with him, how to connect with him. And the best way to help him. I've always been willing to share how amazing Shaheen is. I'm so grateful Shaheen has chosen me to gush about him one last time. And Shaheen, I know the OT from Shoreview was true, said the true words. It has been so worth it, and I have loved working with you, buddy. Everybody, Shaheen.me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Vitava, and I've had the utmost pleasure of teaching Casey Daney in not one, not two, but 3 classes: creative writing, language arts, and journalism. So I've spent a lot of time reading his words, and there were a lot of words. One of my favorite memories of Casey is that one day, in the middle of journalism class, he stood up, exasperated, and declared, "All you want me to do is write." I smiled and replied, "Dude, we're in journalism class." He was mad, but I swear I caught a ghost of a smile. That moment stuck with me, not because it was funny, though it was, but because it showed how much he cared. Frustration only comes when you're reaching for something that matters. And this student, he reaches. He reaches for meaning, for truth, and for beauty in words. I once read a line he wrote that stopped me short. The building loomed at the end of the square. It seemed to breathe beneath the weight of its history. Another time he began a story with, "Vasily is not who you think he is. The past is never as far behind as it seems." These aren't just lines. They're evidence of someone who understands that writing isn't just about putting words on the page. It's about capturing something real and something human. Casey, you recently got some credentials to work as an EMT. This doesn't surprise me because this work is not so far from creating beautiful stories. After all, when you urgently respond to help another human being, you make sure they can continue living their own precious story. So to you, my student, I say this: I see your talent, I see your spark, and now I want you to go into your future and write, write. And now I present to you a name you should probably keep in mind, because I certainly think it will appear in hardcover one day: Casey Daney.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. I am Renee Chartier, and I'll be speaking for Finley tonight. Finley and I met at Shoreview campus in the art room originally. She belongs to a class of creatives. Finley is one of the most unique people I have ever met, and I am an authority on uniqueness. If that's not obvious, what is obvious to me is that there is so much I could say about Finley, but I'll keep it short and try to condense her spark into a poem using the letters of her name. Finley is feisty and fierce, not one to back down. She's intelligent too, with talent abound. She'll notice small things, like a gem on my face. She's loving, loyal, and not lacking grace. Everyone who meets her is lucky, I say. You have come so far, Finley. Today is your day. I present to you Finley Fleischman.
Good evening. My name is Christy Person, and I'm the business teacher at Lionsgate, Minnetonka. I have known Kyle since he was the little guy sitting across the sanctuary Sunday mornings at church. I was thrilled when I heard he would be joining me at Lionsgate beginning in 7th grade, and even more thrilled to have him in my classes throughout middle school and then again this year. As a middle schooler, Kyle was very quiet and yet observed and absorbed everything around him. I was so proud of him when he decided to try out for the play as a shy 7th grader. He made quite the stoic and athletic tree. Over the years, Kyle's parts in the plays got bigger, his voice got louder and his confidence grew. His comedic timing and dry sense of humor landed him some very funny lines and characters. He often had the audience laughing. During this year's play, Kyle even picked up a rather large part last minute. When asked to consider taking the part, Kyle took on the challenge without hesitation and learned the blocking and memorized the lines in just a few short practices. As a senior, Kyle was very confident while on stage. He really has found his voice. This year I had the privilege of having him as a barista in the LGA Cafe. Kyle had excellent customer service, was a pro at the cash register, and had strong attention to detail. These skills will lend themselves well to life and also to whatever career Kyle chooses to pursue. Kyle is truly one of the most consistently kind and polite students I have ever had. He makes me smile every time I see him and leaves me with a high five or fist bump each time he leaves the room. While I will miss his presence and high fives at school, I'm extremely grateful I will still get to see him at church. Kyle, I can't wait to see all the great things you will do, and thank you for making my life a little brighter. I present to you Kyle Bleaky.
Getting to know Bob this year has been so much fun. I just wish I'd gotten to know him before this year because it took a little while before he started showing me how funny and creative he is. The first example I can think of is when Bob handed me a printed out 34-page story about Waluigi and Wario that he and his friends had created along with ChatGPT. When I read the first 2 pages, I stopped and went and asked Bob if he actually wanted me to read it, or if this was some prank he was playing on me, where I'd get to the end and he'd laugh and say, "You weren't actually supposed to read it." But he assured me that he did in fact want me to read the entire thing. Let me just tell you this, after reading that story, I don't think I'll ever be the same. In addition to being extremely creative, Bob is overall just a great dude. He cares deeply about his friends, and it's apparent that they care about him as well. I always felt a little bad going into any of Bob's classes because he's so friendly. Anytime I'd enter the room, it didn't matter if the teacher was in the middle of a sentence. Bob would always greet me with a smile, a wave, and a, "Hi, Mr. Hillman." And then when I would leave, it'd be the same thing. Bob is also the only student that I have had that emailed me one day asking if I was all right because I didn't seem like my usual self. Bob, it's been awesome getting to know you and being your case manager, and I wish you so much luck and fortune in everything that you do. Bob Habakost.
Trey. My name is Lindsay Larson, and I am Trey's art teacher, and I've got to be his art teacher for the past 6 years. Trey is the quiet kid in class. However, in the past 6 years that I've known him, he has creatively expressed himself beyond anything I could have ever imagined. The artwork is loud, it's vibrant, and it speaks volumes to the way that he sees and experiences the world around him. He is resourceful and experimental, and he uses all the parts in a very playful way until it makes sense to him. He even included the scraps inside of a trophy created and presented to a peer for our trophy challenge assignment this year. I know the wheels are always turning when I see him pacing in the back until the idea emerges and then he returns back to his seat to finish his work. There are times I'm presenting and I look at his face and his eyes light up and it's that true aha moment. It's been incredible to watch you and see the ways that you've developed your craft and have found your voice. You do so with such a big heart and caring deeply for every little piece that you do. You never give up. So, I'm gifting you this artistic survival kit in your next journey. It will be exciting, it will be full of joy, but it'll also be tough and frustrating. This will help. I'm gifting you a Sharpie to leave your mark, magazines and found objects to sort, experiment, and organize, a ruler to measure up to the biggest challenges, scissors to cut out all the negative energy, glue to hold it all together when you feel like falling apart, an eraser for fixing and repairing the mistakes that you will make. But most importantly, the final touch is in the confidence that you carry in your heart. It will be the most vital part in your next masterpiece. You've the talent, the tools, and now you just need to make it happen. I'm so proud to present Trey Hayes, class of 2025.
Hi, my name is Michelle Kirkhoff. It's my honor to introduce Elizabeth Hebert. I've had the privilege of being Lizzie's case manager since she transferred from Shoreview into Minnetonka in 7th grade. So first off, congratulations, Lizzie. What an incredible moment it is watching you spread your wings and step into the next chapter of your life. Watching you grow has been like seeing a butterfly come out of its cocoon, brave, confident, and full of potential. During your time at Lionsgate, you've shown so much strength in all the challenges you face. When Lizzie transferred midway through 7th grade, she was at our campus for a day. Then the pandemic hit and we went to online learning. When we returned, Lizzie seemed a bit reserved and Mom said, just wait. And boy, did we find out what that meant. We've seen Lizzie transform from a reserved 7th grader to a very social 12th grader, who every morning makes her way through the building to chat with staff and students, with incredible timing, I might add, just to make it into Pride without being a tardy and avoid having a little conversation with me. Lizzie, you kept going even when things got tough, and your hard work every single day is what got you here. That's something to really be proud of. You've done so much working in the cafe, building real-life job skills, to going on CDIs, participating in pause, and sharing laughs and inside jokes with staff. You've made every moment count. And along the way, you've made some great friendships, which speaks volumes about your heart and your positivity. Lizzie, you've shown us all that when you set your mind to something, there's no stopping you. And as you head to Best Transition Program next year to chase your dreams of working in healthcare, don't forget. Your voice matters, your presence matters, and you absolutely belong in the spaces you're stepping into. Lizzie, I'm so proud of you. Okay, that's fine. I'm so proud of you and everything you've achieved. I can't wait to see what you do next. Help me congratulate Lizzie.
My name is Elizabeth Bellis, and I have been waiting for this moment for a very long time. The opportunity to celebrate Nathan Joseph. I first met Nathan when he was in 7th grade in my Pride. He barely said a word that year, until the day we had a fire drill. This shy, quiet student who barely said a word got my attention and asked, Will there be an alarm? I don't like loud noises. That was the first time I saw Nathan confront a fear, but it wouldn't be the last. Nathan, you're an incredible example of courage. Instead of shutting down or avoiding what scares you, you face it head on. You think about what's bothering you, you seek out information, and you ask for help when you need it. Keep doing that. Asking for help is a skill that even the most successful adults struggle with. Here at Lionsgate, you found your place. You shared your amazing knowledge of cars, airplanes, soccer, anagrams, picture puzzles, and more in Trivia Pause. You were one of the founding members of our Shakespearean Scholars Group. You found your voice through the school newspaper, contributing articles for the school newspaper even though he wasn't in journalism class. And you discovered the play. You discovered acting. I think back to the first year, and I'm so proud of you and how much you've grown and blossomed. I would never have imagined that the shy boy who mainly communicated with a very expressive side eye would one day take the stage as Zeus, king of the gods. So today, as we celebrate your graduation, I think it's only fitting that rather than saying, ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Joseph, I borrow one of your lines. Zeus out.
Short, so I have to move it. Leah McPhail. What a kid. I met Leah during my very first month at LGA, when she was a 10th grader in my pride, and I was just trying to figure out how to use the printer. She was a lot cooler than me. Leah had this presence about her, equal parts hilarious, deep feeling, and completely herself. Over the past 3 years, we've laughed until we cried until we've laughed, taken long walks in the parking lot like it was a national park, and shared more pictures of our animals than I can count. Shout out to Wink. And of course, I had the once-in-a-lifetime honor of being the best man in her BFF wedding at Osprey Wilds last year. I've had the privilege of watching Leah grow, not just up, but inward. She's become more and more herself with each passing year. She is resilient, thoughtful, creative, and fiercely loyal to the people she cares about. And now, her next adventure begins. Leah has accepted a spot at Gustavus Adolphus College and will be studying finance for the next 4 years. Leah, watching you grow these past 3 years has been such an experience. I'm so proud of the person you've become, and I'm even more excited to see who you're becoming. And, as Taylor Swift so wisely said, because let's be honest, did anybody in this room think I was going to get through this without a Taylor quote? Dream impossible things, and you just might find who you're supposed to be. Congratulations, McPhail.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany Silva, and it is truly my honor to speak about Joshua today. Joshua was one of the very first students I met when I started at Lionsgate Academy, and right from the beginning, he showed me the way. Over the years, I've had the privilege of working with him, watching him grow from a student in our center-based program to a thriving independent senior in our foundations program. Joshua is one of the most social, caring, hardworking people I have ever known. Whether he is multitasking the coffee cart as a barista, greeter, and cashier, or holding a paid job cleaning the lunchroom, yes, he is on our Lionsgate payroll. He brings joy, pride, and fun into everything that he does. He is passionate about cooking, especially making pies with his mom, loves photography, baseball, church, and above all, his family.
He's smart, funny, and so deeply connected to everyone here. For those of you who have no idea what I just said, Joshua, you have taught us more than we could ever teach you. Thank you for being exactly who you are. We are better because of you. Congratulations. I now present to you Joshua Pentecost.
Hi, my name is Charlie Neibauer, and I have the honor of speaking for Ben Phillips tonight. Thank you, Ben. I've known Ben since he started at Lionsgate in 7th grade. I met Ben in Miss Brill's drama class. Ben and I know that was an extremely busy class. I was one-on-one with a different student, and had to spend a lot of time in the good old Scooby-Doo room. Mr. Neibauer, go to the Scooby-Doo room. COVID hit later that year, and I got to spend a lot of time with Ben in Mrs. Bell's class, in front of a computer screen. Ben was my favorite to work with. He always kept a positive attitude, his mic and screen were always on, and he showed his work and never gave up. It was a delightful working with him. After all that COVID, we got back to school face to face. I was able to enjoy more time with Ben in Finite class. Ben is a great athlete. We had a great time being silly and goofing around. Ben, no more disc golf. You're done. Luke will get that joke. Ben, I'm so proud of you. You have grown into an outstanding young man. You're smart, funny, excellent friend and student. We are all going to truly miss you. Remember what you've learned at Lionsgate, and I know you'll be successful on your journey through life. Ben is so cool that he's joined me every Friday wearing duck pants. I am so honored that you have your own pair of wonderful duck pants. Thank you, Mrs. Phillips, for buying them. I'm going to end my speech with a joke Ben taught me years ago. Why does a duck have feathers?
To cover up his butt quack.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kelly Hildman, and I'm excited to be here today to speak for Brianna. Nope, not Brianna. Darius, not Nadia. David! Here he is. David, it's finally your turn. We say the best sibling for last. Congratulations, David. I've worked closely with Taven's family and older siblings during their time at Lionsgate, but I've never actually got to be Taven's teacher. So I truly got to be a fly on the wall for your last 6 years at Lionsgate. I got to be a fly on the wall in classes when I observed an independent, kind, quietly awesome middle school student. Or in the hallways as you got older with a polite, "Hi, Miss Hildman," on your way to your next class or laughing with your friends. I got to witness as Taven participated in student council for 4 years, most recently as student council treasurer, where Taven shared values that were important to him, including responsibility and adaptability. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall on his trip to Japan during his 11th grade year, but I heard you did so well on your first international trip. Most recently, I watched with pride as Taven worked in the LGA Cafe, showing confidence as well as support and patience for his classmates. It was like watching the final pieces click into place. Taven, as you head to Normandale to pursue architecture, I hope you know you've already built something magical, your character. Congratulations, Taven Pierce.
Mr. Weber was originally Luke's speaker. He was unable to be here tonight, so I'm filling in. And I'll do my best Weber voice impersonation. Because if you don't know, Luke can do spot-on laugh impersonations, right? Yes, we all do that. So, here we go. Here's my best Weber. Hey Luke, come here! What was that? Is that okay? Okay. Hey Luke! Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, here's Mr. Weber's speech for you. Luke, you now stand at the starting line of your new and exciting future. I urge you to take a moment to appreciate the journey you've just completed. You have grown, learned, stumbled, and grown some more in your own unique way. Today, you celebrate this milestone, but again, it's just a start to a new beginning. Take a moment and celebrate all you have accomplished here at Lionsgate and outside of school. Always remember the journey, the ups and downs, and the growth. Those are the lessons you carry with you as you start on this new adventure. Mr. Weber had the great honor of getting to know you, working with you, and being a part of your journey. So I urge you once again to appreciate all you have accomplished, but don't rest on that. Keep moving forward. Great things await you as you apply the skills you have learned here. And also, if you all don't know, Luke knows every single staff member's full name and birth date. So every day, I got to hear Luke greet me with Rachel Lynn Boyack, November 6, 1981. How was that? Did I sound like you? All right. And so I am honored to present Luke Plachek.
No comments.
Before school started last year, there were a few students that didn't have a case manager assigned to them. I looked at that list, and although I don't remember anyone else who was on that list, when I saw Cameron's name, I instantly said I wanted to be his case manager. One of the things I appreciate about Cam is his passion. His passion for learning, his passion for growing, his passion for video games, and his passion for reading, among so many other things. Cameron is not one that is content with just being passionate about his hobbies. He also wants others to share in his hobbies with him, to the point where he made me promise to finish reading The Wind and Truth, a book that is over 1,300 pages. Before tonight, I didn't quite make it. So we can talk about it. Every day since I got the book, he's asked me, where are you at in Wind and Truth? And he would want to ask me what was going on so we could talk about it. For the most part, I was really impressed with his ability to not spoil anything that I hadn't read yet. That wasn't until he offhandedly mentioned a main character's death. That I haven't gotten to yet. To be fair, immediately after he said it, he had a look of terror on his face, realizing what he had just done and started to apologize. I loved that he held me accountable and checked in regularly to make sure I was making adequate progress. At times, I didn't think I was going to get anywhere near finishing it, but I never told Cam that. I just kept saying, yes, Cam, I'm going to get it. You know, he would often give me suggestions about how I could make time to ensure that I finished it. Cam, thank you for allowing me to challenge you to become an even more awesome version of yourself, and thank you for pushing me to be a better version of myself. Cameron Pusey.
Speaking for the famous Linda Murphy, our nurse. So this is my Linda, Natalie. Oh, should I just drink? The short list. Hello. Natalie, you did it. Graduating high school is one of life's greatest accomplishments, and today we celebrate you. I've watched you grow and mature over the years into an incredible young woman. You are not only an amazing friend and student, loyal, kind, and always there with a smile, but also an amazing sister, someone who leads with love, strength, and grace. You've never backed down from a challenge, and your dedication shines through everything you do. From your achievements in school, dance, and Girl Scouts, you've proven yourself a true leader and role model. I've never seen anyone sell more cookies than you. You're a go-getter. Keep working for that gold award. You got it. I will cherish the time we spent together, the stories we shared, and the memories we made. I wouldn't know a thing about Percy Jackson if it wasn't for you. Thanks. I will truly miss you, and as you take your next steps into the future, know that we all are so proud of you. Congratulations, good luck, and best wishes. Your journey is just beginning, and the world is lucky to have you in it. Never forget that. And now, to the whole class of 2025. It's been a pleasure to be your school nurse. You're all going to do great things. I will miss you, and congratulations. And now I present Ms. Natalie Ryan.
Alright, Zephyr. For those that don't know me, I'm Lindsay Lee, and I had the privilege of having Zephyr not only in Pride, but also in Language Arts class. When I first met Zephyr last year, I was a little worried because in walks this junior who appears to be twice my height and a true cowboy with the hat and the boots. And I thought, oh, this student is not going to listen to their short little teacher. Little did I know, Zephyr was going to be the one student who was going to dish back any sarcasm joke I tried to tell, or if I had any sass, he gave it right back. Zephyr has also become the one student who I could always count on for a good laugh. I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I do not have you randomly walking into my class to just say hi or to show me some funny video that you've seen. Zephyr, you've had to go through many life events that not many other people your age have had to go through. Not only have you persevered through the hard times, you've come to school with a smile, great attitude, and have given it your all. You should be proud of yourself and how far you've come. Just know I believe in you and that you're going to go far in life and do great things, but please don't forget about us here at LGA. So I now maybe I have words. Pronounce Zephyr Schlager.
Today I get to recognize one of our seniors who may not always be the loudest in the room, but whose presence is unmistakable, Logan Shields. To her teachers and peers, LJ is hardworking, kind, thoughtful, funny, and cool. The quiet kind of cool, kind people notice without her even saying a word. To me, she's always been someone who supports her school and her friends, whether it's working in the lunchroom, helping her peers sort their trash and keep the space clean, or even just being a leader and a friend on our field trips for students who aren't as comfortable. LJ's calm presence and welcoming nature have made her a true anchor for her peers here at Lionsgate. LJ, it's been an absolute joy to be one of your teachers these past few years, to watch you grow not just in talent, but in confidence and independence. I'm so excited for you and whatever you choose to do next, because wherever you go, I know you will make it better. Congratulations, Logan Shields.
Hi, my name is Emily Hoppinen. I've been with Creech since day one of his Lionsgate journey. The 18-year-old graduate walking across the stage tonight is incomparable to the angsty and very disinterested 7th grader that was coerced into the Lionsgate gym on back to school night in 2019. Creech had much longer, much greener hair covering their face, and I tell people that I'm not sure I truly knew what they looked like until at least winter break of 7th grade year. The transformation and awakening that Creech has experienced over his Lionsgate career is absolutely inspiring. He has grown in remarkable ways. Creech, you have reminded us to look closer, listen carefully, and always stay curious. While most people walk through the world looking at their phones, this student is scanning the skies for hawks and the ground for femurs. Some people collect coffee mugs or keychains. Creech collects facts about birds and bones, and more often than not, collects actual bird bones. He's taught me that being passionate, really passionate about something makes you stand out in the best way possible. Creech has taken their love of animals, not only decayed but also alive, and secured employment at a wild bird store as well as Gilwood's farm, where he'll be interning this summer. He hopes to have a job as a taxidermist, vet tech, or animal caretaker in the future. Creech, watching you grow has been like watching a bird hatch. A little awkward at first, occasionally loud, a bit messy, but absolutely fascinating. We've seen you peck your way through challenges, shake off the shell of uncertainty, and fluff up those feathers of confidence. You've taken the younger Lionsgate students under your wings with empathy and perspective through having your own experience here. And now, you're ready to take off, and we cannot wait to see how high you fly. Congratulations and bon voyage. I'm so proud of you, wise owl. Creech under.
At Lionsgate Academy, our goal and our responsibility as staff is to help our students grow and learn, not just in academics, but in life. We teach life skills and guide them through the ups and downs of adolescence and do our best to prepare them for whatever lies ahead. But it's not just the students who are learning. We, as staff, learn just as much from them as they do from us. Over the past 3 years, I've had the privilege of supporting Mira as she's worked towards and achieved her goals in both life and academics. And in that time, she has taught me so much that I will carry with me. Mira is determined, capable, smart, and kind. She's shown me what it means to embrace not only your strengths, but also your challenges, and to meet both with compassion. She's taught me the value of being proud of who you are and celebrating the unique things that make each of us who we are. But perhaps the most important lesson I've learned from Mira is that it's okay to acknowledge the hard days, the tough moments, and the heavy feelings, because recognizing those is a kind of success in itself. And most importantly, those hard days do not take away from all the hard work, the good days, and the incredible successes along the way. I am so proud of the young, hardworking adult standing before us today, and I have no doubt that she will go on to do amazing things. To close, I think Dr. Seuss said it best. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. And I have no doubt that Mira will move mountains. I am so honored to present to you Mira Vandermeiden.
evening, everyone. My name is Shauna Lynch-Slavin, and I'm a school social worker at Lionsgate Academy. I've had the pleasure of working with Gabe for the past 3 years. Over these past 3 years, I have observed a reserved and uncertain teenager grow into a tenacious and determined young adult. Gabe, you've shown remarkable strides in areas that truly matter: self-advocacy, peer relationships, and career development. When you first began this journey, speaking up for yourself wasn't always easy, but with time you found your voice. You've learned how to stand up for yourself, ask for help when necessary, and confidently navigate challenges. That self-advocacy has empowered you to tackle obstacles head-on and embrace new opportunities like attending AIM next fall. Your ability to build and nurture meaningful relationships has blossomed. You've made lasting connections with your peers, showing kindness, a wonderful sense of humor, and impressive video game skills. It has been a joy watching your confidence grow through esports, and I know the team will miss your ability to dominate any opponent. And perhaps most impressively, you've gained remarkable independence at the LGA Cafe. You began as a student learning to work at a cafe and are ending as a master of all stations, a role model and leader who has mentored peers and with a newfound interest in pursuing a career as a barista. From starting with support to now managing tasks with confidence, you've proven that you're ready for the professional world ahead. Your determination and hard work has been inspiring. As you step into the next chapter, know that your growth will continue. You've not only graduated academically, but have also graduated into a more confident, capable version of yourself. Your team couldn't be prouder of you. Know that we will miss your calm demeanor, your hard work ethic, and your drinks at the cafe. Congratulations. I present Gabe Wagner.
Or as Luigi would say it, oh yeah, I know it's cringe, but gotta make something interesting.
Today, I have the honor of congratulating a student whose journey truly embodies growth, resilience, and quiet leadership. Back in 7th grade, walking into the school building was a daily hurdle for Andrew. But through persistence and a lot of heart, he didn't just overcome it, he transformed. During distance learning, he found his stride. And when we returned to in-person learning, he walked in with confidence as if those early struggles had never existed. He's affectionately earned the title of Super Grandpa, always calm, wise beyond his years, and ready with a thoughtful word or a witty observation. And if you've ever had a school tour with him, you'll know you'll get the full experience, including his famous warnings of the stairs of death. But beyond the humor is a student who's shown incredible resilience. He's developed leadership skills that shine not just here, but also in his PSCO experience, representing himself and our school with maturity and pride. Congratulations, Andrew. You've come so far, and we're all so proud of you. Keep being the leader we know you are. I present to you Andrew Weinberg.
I teach high school math classes, and I have the honor of speaking for Dylan Walter. I've had the privilege of having Dylan in my class for 4 years, all 4 of his high school years. Dylan has been with roughly the same group of students for each of those 4 years, and that group of students has had a lot of fun creating inside jokes. From linear pain, to the glue versus tape debate, to the most recent, which is the whole class encouragement of, Dylan, do your work. I think I channeled a little bit of Dylan's energy when trying to write this speech. Often Dylan will have his assignments partially finished, but none fully complete to turn in. This speech has sat partially typed up for more than a week, and I only just finished it today, right before the final deadline. All that to say, Dylan, I understand how easy it is to get distracted and lose focus, to put things off because it's more interesting, look up cool new facts, or to think about really big questions.
And Dylan, you always have really great questions, and you share awesome facts with the whole class. You probably know more obscure math concepts and facts than I do, and I know a lot. You're always game to dive deep into all sorts of STEM topics, and we've gone off on many tangents over the years. I love that sort of intellectual curiosity that you have. I also had the joy of going on an international trip with Dylan last year. We traveled over 14 hours by plane to Japan, where Dylan built his independence and strengthened friendships. Those memories and skills are sure to come in handy as you approach this next big transition in your life when you go to college. Dylan, you're a unique student, and as you prepare to go out to college in the fall, I hope you remember, Dylan, do your work. I present to you Dylan Walter.
Before we conclude, I want to offer one more heartfelt congratulations to you, the class of 2025. Again, you've shown resilience, growth, and self-determination, just like the mission of Lionsgate states. And we can't wait to see what you do next. We are proud of you, and we believe in you. To all the families, friends, and staff here today, thank you for the support you've shown, not just today, but through every step of the journey. Your presence means everything. With pride and purpose, graduates, move your tassels from the right to the left. You are now officially graduates of Lionsgate Academy. I present to you the graduating class of 2025.